Hence why we have issued a weather impact alert day for today and the front half of the day on Friday due to flooding concerns across our region the next couple of hours, continuing into tonight and even possibly into tomorrow. So some needs from you at home. Make sure you are being alert. That means taking these warnings very seriously, these flash flood watches and warnings across the area. All of the Piedmont Triad right now under a flash flood warning. And look for those flooded roads if you are having to go out on the roads. Debbie, right now across our area, heavy rain and sheets continuing into this afternoon. Bands at times you could see a little bit of light rain, maybe no rain at all, but at sometimes it could be very heavy across our area. We do have a rare high flood risk for the Piedmont. We never see this in our area. That means flooding is going to continue to happen into this afternoon and into this evening. Do not drive unless you have to. Winds will also be a little bit gusty at times, especially into this afternoon and evening, 35 to 45 miles per hour at times. This is the latest look at Tropical Storm Debby as of the advisory of 2 o'clock. Winds are sustained at around 40 miles per hour, but the system is weakening, and that's due to more air being dry air moving into the system as the system is moving over land. Doesn't have a fuel source to gain that strength from, which is a good thing. The system is expected to weaken into a depression within the next couple of hours. The eye as of right now is 55 miles east-southeast of Charlotte, North Carolina. To kind of give you a better idea and zoom in on where the eye is, a little bit toward the east-southeast of Charlotte, as you can see, as it continues to push toward the northwest at around 10 miles per hour, which is faster than it has been going all morning long. In this afternoon, you can expect it to push toward the northwest and be out of our hair by the time we're into Friday afternoon and into the evening. Just in the last several models, we've seen this system has picked up a little bit of speed, which is good that it'll bring more and more, or it'll move out of our area, not bring as much rainfall. Winds right now still sustained at around 40 miles per hour, continuing to push toward the northeast and out of our hair by the time we're into Friday afternoon and into the evening. But ahead of that, more rainfall, more flooding concern is on the way. The latest look at the high point cameras, still lots of dark gray clouds across the area and more bands of heavy rainfall and some gusty winds still sitting over us. A look at Buffalo Creek, another thing we've been keeping an eye on all the way up until present time. This is a constant loop. Look at just how filled this is. Around 7 o'clock, this was nowhere near this high in water. Hence why we have this weather impact alert day continuing these next several hours, not for just roadways, but also for creeks and streams. It's going to continue to be a problem into tonight and into the day tomorrow. As for rainfall so far today across the region, anywhere between 1 to 4 inches, almost 3.5 in Greensboro. This is the most precip we've seen in one day in over 4 years in the Triad, and we're continuing to rack up more the next several hours, continuing into the night tonight and early tomorrow. A little over 2.5 in Winston-Salem, just over 1 in Lexington, over 3 in Salisbury. Not very much as you can see in Siler City, but other areas continuing to gain inches and inches of rainfall. And some other places seeing some very high wind gusts, 52 at our PTI airport, mile-an-hour winds from Tropical Storm Debby, 46 in Winston-Salem, 40 in Burlington, 46 today. This is the highest we've recorded so far for the day today. The good news, as the system continues to push toward the northwest, we're not seeing as much rain, and we're also not seeing as much wind gusts. So by the time we're into Friday and into Saturday, I'm expecting wind gusts between 15 to 25 miles per hour, 25 being the stronger end. And into the upcoming weekend, it is going to continue to weaken with more sunshine on the way. Temperatures are back into the 70s right now, perhaps lower 80s at best, 75 right now in Greensboro. Hard to really warm up with that amount of moisture and cloud coverage, as well as that rain that automatically begins to cool us off as well. So weather impact alert day is in effect for the next several hours. Downpours and flooding will continue for this afternoon and into the evening. High is only expected to make it into the middle 70s as a result. Now for the front part of Friday, still could see some remnant isolated showers or so, but that's only on the very front half of the day. By late morning and early afternoon, more clearing is back in the mix. Still could see a little bit more of remnant clouds lingering over the area, as Tropical Storm Debby is a very big system, and a shower or two not completely out of the question, but not nearly seeing the impacts that we've seen so far today in terms of heavy rainfall across much of our area, flooding, and of course those gusty winds that will be exiting our region. So this is the weather impact again for today and into tomorrow. tomorrow morning. You can expect that tropical rain to continue. Heavy rain between 3 to 6 inches by tomorrow morning. Flooding is happening now and it will continue to happen for the next several hours. Make sure you charge your devices in case of power outages, and if you do have to go out, make sure you're careful. You're looking for ponding alongside roads, and you don't really tend to go toward those roads that are more prone to flooding. Satellite and radar right now. Here is a better look at Tropical Storm Debby continuing to bring in rounds and rounds of rain across the Carolinas, and especially here in the Triad. You can notice a little bit of breaks sometimes in between these rain bands, but for the most part short-lived, with these gusty winds also a little bit of a problem. Flash flood warning in effect for Alamance, Davidson, Guilford, and Randolph counties until 4 o'clock tonight, and if you're not in a warning, you're likely in a watch as this system continues to push toward the northwest. This is something to take very seriously for the next several hours. Storm reports just in the last 6 hours. I'll move out of the way so you can have a better view of this one in Graham. Several reports of flash flooding. Every circle that you see up here is some sort of report, mainly about wind damage or even some flash flooding concern across our area. This one in Yadkinville showing numerous trees down across Yadkin County. So it's not just the flooding concern, but with the gusty winds can knock down trees and block those roadways, which was another reason why more storm reports were put in. This was in Surrey County. Again, a tree was down and it was at the intersection of Smith Lane and Welcome Baptist Church Road. Both lanes of traffic were blocked. So just have to continue to be careful. Look at the amount just in the last 6 hours from the amount of rain and wind gusts causing issues across our area. You can even see one tornado here in eastern North Carolina. Not as much of an issue for us here in the Triad. Not saying it's impossible, but that's very low threat for us. It's more so just the heavy wind and the rain that's going to continue. That flash flood warning continues until this afternoon at around 4:15. The flood watch continues all the way until Saturday at midnight. This is a look at the flash flooding risk for the day today. This is very high, a 4. We never see this ever in the Triad. This is something to take very seriously. Flooding is going to continue throughout this afternoon and into the evening. A low 1 out of 4 into the day for tomorrow as we start to clear out as Debby continues to push northwest and out of the North Carolina area. Tornado risk is staying mainly to our east, very low risk in portions of Alamance County, but the main risk is going to stay to our east and eastern North Carolina. Nonetheless, we'll continue to keep an eye on the radar. Here's a look from Debby from space. This kind of just highlights how much cloud coverage there is with these tropical systems. Let's go toward the daytime so we can have a better view of the clouds. Look at all of that white, all of those clouds moving in with this system. You can expect to see more clouds even if you're not seeing much rainfall into tomorrow. Clouds will probably still stick around with some pieces of sunshine, bits and pieces of sunshine, I should say, for the afternoon and into the evening. Here's another look at Tropical Storm Debby moving northwest at around 10 miles per hour. Again, center is around 55 miles east-southeast of Charlotte. Latest cone has it going toward the north into Friday morning. By the Friday afternoon, should be way out of the Carolinas. And that is what most models are projecting. It's projecting it to continue north and be out of our area with more heat and more sunshine on the way by Friday afternoon, and especially by the weekend. A closer look at that by Friday very early in the morning, 4 or 5 a.m. Remnant shower or two going to be possible with some clouds lingering across our area from just how big this system is. But for the most part, starting to clear out, not seeing that rain chance across our area continuing. Rapid refresh model next several hours, heavy bands of rainfall continuing. That's something to keep in mind for any plans that you may have late tonight. Might want to order in or just cook from home. Anything to keep you off of those roads that could be flooded across the area. We're starting to see those clear out though by the time we're into Friday afternoon and into the evening. Additional rain from Tropical Storm Debby up to 2 or 3 inches, maybe even 4. So the rain is not done